So we are going to...
Recording is on.
Hold on. I can't hear you without my thingies. All right, there we go. So let's get into this. So what is with... So first off, I have like 5 minutes in between sessions. So what is with... I don't know. So I have the list of your questions as well. And one of them was, does she blame Sean? So I was focusing on that one a whole lot. And one of them was, he left me to die. And I don't know. Okay, is that a thing that plays into it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because he's like, he left me to die. And I'm like, well, that would make sense. Okay, cool. And I'm like, how does this work? Hang on. Wait, was he doing the same thing she was doing that night?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's what she's saying. I'm like, well, why did he leave you to die? She's like, he was doing the same thing I was doing. He was like, he just thought I'd be fine. Hold on. But there is kind of like a cover-up thing too.
Yeah. He wanted me to lie to the police for him, so he wouldn't. He literally abandoned me with her dead body and told me to lie to the police because, we were all being abused. Me and her were both being abused by him.
Yeah.
And he made us do, hard drugs. Like she died from a heroin overdose.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, yeah. That's the cover-up.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Hold on, let's get into this more. Don't tell me anymore.
Okay, I'm good.
These are my favorite sessions, and because
I saw your videos about that. I'm like, she's gonna be a treat for me, honey.
Yes, exactly. I love this, and she's so good. Like she's the phrase person, which is very, very cool. Hang on. So you were trying to doctor her, but she was non-responsive, correct?
Yeah, I was doing CPR, and while I was sobbing and.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. And he was mad. I begged him to call the ambulance.
She's talking about, hang on. Was she drooling out of her mouth, or did somebody try to give her
I did try to give her CPR, and she was like foaming out of the mouth.
Okay, because I feel this on my face, and I'm like, what is all this? Okay, hang on. That's a whole lot of anger. Hang on. So she said they'll get him one day, but it's not going to be on her. It's something else. Hold on. Because I asked her, I was like, where is he at? What is he doing? He's like, oh, he's out there doing his own thing, but they'll get him. So he is out there doing his own thing right now. Okay. Okay. She said he's a junkie in a corner somewhere. Is that a thing?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on. Sorry. She's just like, he's a junkie in a corner somewhere now. Like just that. I'm like, okay, hang on. I'm asking her if it was a suicide. We're just going to jump into it. We're just going to get full on.
I'm here for it.
Okay, cool. I like to kind of work you into it, but obviously you're cool with it. So we're going to go in. Okay. It wasn't a suicide. She said she was just trying to get away from it. So I guess all the bullshit that was going on.
He was always beating us.
Okay, yeah, because he's like, I was like, is it a suicide? She's like, no, I was just trying to get away from it, like a little bit more.
Yeah, because we had planned to split a line, and she did all of the line, and so that's why I feel kind of guilty because I was like, no, I'm good right now. I'll do it later to save me some, and she didn't.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. You don't need to. You don't. She.
I'm in therapy.
You're okay. Well, it's good. And you know what? This is in itself a form of therapy. I've had a lot of people.
Needed this really bad.
I've had a lot of people that were going to see therapists and then they've stopped because of it's very. I
have survivor's guilt, basically.
Yeah, you are, and it's very hard. Hang on, let me get. I could talk to you for hours about that specifically, but hang on. He, though, God, it's so sporadic. He's fucking gone too. Hang on. He was just a little pussy. Sorry.
Yeah.
She's talking about she's seeing him now.
Yeah.
And she's talking about how strong she was and how you two together could have left and gone and
He
done.
had a dream about that, and he got really mad at us because he had a dream that we left him. We got together and we left him. So
Really? Okay.
He had a dream, and then it just he kind of separated us.
That's okay. He's talking about y'all could have partnered up and left, and that's the whole thing. She's like, this could have happened. This could have happened.
I say the same thing all the time.
It's okay. Hang on.
Yeah.
Wait, would they smoke and inject it?
Inject it, yeah.
Okay, cool. Because she's showing me foil, but then she's also showing me like a thing.
He would use a belt.
Okay, hang on. She says honestly, she's upset about being gone, but she says she wasn't strong enough to pull away from him. But she says that's what hope she would like. That's why she's showing me y'all leaving. Like, this is what could have been. Like, this would have been so much better. Hang on. Yeah. Wait, she kind of roped you into this at a young age?
Yeah, I was basically groomed from 12 to 18 by him. And I literally ran away from my parents' house when I turned 18 to come to Milwaukee. And basically it was her place, and he kind of just brought me into it without her say-so or anything. Gotcha. So he kind of had just put us against each other from the get-go.
Yeah.
Okay. Triangle.
Okay. He says that he was more emotionally abusive to you, but more physically abusive to her. Is that correct?
At the time, yeah.
Okay. Because I see you getting screamed at, and then I see her physically getting got. And I'm like,
both did, but she definitely got it more than me did at that time.
Okay. Wait, did she come from another state as well?
She lived in Milwaukee, but they had went to Portland at one point, them two together, and then they both came back. Like, she went to Milwaukee, he went to Chicago. So.
Okay. Because she's talking about traveling from another state, but it's like, meow. I'm like,
yeah.
Did somebody have a boy?
A boy?
Or a child? Did somebody have
our downstairs neighbor, like our, we had like a, I don't know what they're called, but it's like an apartment here, then like it's like a house.
Yeah.
And I think they had children, like they have grandchildren come over, because she was really close with them, like they were friends of hers.
Gotcha. Okay, because she's showing me like children walking around and like she can't believe like all this is happening in the same time as like all these. I'm like, okay. Yeah. She's being very appalled at what she did. That's what's happening. She says, I kind of went with him to have a promise of a better life, and I got sucked into something different.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She says, what did I have left there? I guess that's meaning from beforehand, before she met him. Hang on. Oh, so she was the original, and they brought you in.
Yeah.
Okay. She was like, I was so shocked. So they hadn't really talked about it. Then the idea came, and then you came in, correct?
Yeah, because they were fighting a lot.
Okay. Okay. Because she's like, oh. Like, that's like, okay. This is a feeling, and it's so hard to say. Is he on trial for something to go to prison?
I don't know. Like, so I came home after she died. I stayed with him for like 4 months, and then my parents kind of intervened, and then I went back home to Kentucky. And then after that, he came back. He blackmailed me actually to get me back into his life, and he ended up beating me in my home state. So my parents caught the cops. He got arrested. And he only served like 3 months, but I know he's still in the area of my hometown somewhere. And the
Really?
cops had recently came and like asked me about him because I'm sober now. Like I don't do anything. I'm like living my life.
Yeah.
And they've recently come to me and been like, "Well, do you know where he's at?" And I'm like, "I have no clue." But
Okay.
they said he was still doing the,
Yeah, exactly.
chemo.
Okay. Because I'm asking her about like what's happening and she was like, oh, he's gonna be. She goes to like shaves his head, puts him in a cell, and I'm like, but he's not there. So I'm like, is he on trial for this? Is like we're okay. Hang on. God, you thought you were gonna have a family and everything with this dude.
Yeah, we both did.
Wow. She did not like you when you first got there.
I know.
Ooh, she's talking about. She's like, I wanted to scratch your eyes out, and I'm like,
because he had done that to us. Like he had pinned us.
Really?
But like, I'm sure she'll tell you that. Like after all, we actually like he got jealous of us. Yeah.
Y'all
I felt like
together.
in love with her, and I never got to tell her that because of him. That I loved her, and that's like why I wanted to do this.
You do think she's beautiful because one of the things he shows me is like going like this and like putting hair behind her ear, and it's just like very ginger, and that's like I love.
Yeah, I do love her hair.
Yeah, that's what she's showing me, and I'm like, okay. She's like, ooh, and it's this very sexy vibes feel different than normal vibes, and it's like, yeah. We'll get into that too. I love them. Hang on, let me see. She didn't realize she was abused. She says, but I had to do what I had to do. She's like, who's going to take care of me? Who's going to take care of me?
Yeah, she had a bad relationship with her family as well.
That's what she's saying. She's like, who would take care of me? And she couldn't do it. But she'd done meth though too and stuff like that as well, correct?
Maybe with him. I don't know. I'm not really sure about that.
She's talking about hopping from one drug to another. She really enjoys this one, but it's like
he would literally shove anything that he found in himself, or probably because I wasn't there for a little bit.
Yeah,
they were living there for like maybe 2 months before I came.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow. Hang on. By the way, I don't judge any of this. Everybody has their story, and it's fascinating. Like personally too. Hang on. When were you experiencing the shakes? Were you experiencing shakes?
I had overdosed one time, and she tried everything she could do to save me, and I woke up and I was like shaking and vomiting, and and she was sobbing and just going, "I'm so sorry. I thought you were gonna die. I thought you were gonna die." I was like, she was sobbing, and like I get like that moment. I was like, wow, she really cares about me because he had done nothing but make us fight over him.
Yeah.
Basically.
So, yeah. Wow. Okay. She's bringing me back to the moment of like that and how traumatic this is. But I literally feel you like, and I'm like, what is this? What is this? Hang on. She was like, it was so sweet. It was so good. It just made everything feel so much better. Like she's totally talking about the drug. Like it just made everything feel so much better.
So her last words to me was, "Can I kiss you? And can we take pictures together?" And like I was like, "No, I look ugly." Like, so. But I had gotten up to tell Sean because he was like, "You can't kiss her. You can't do this, do this." So when she asked me that, I got up and I was like, "Okay, I'll be right back." And I went to ask him, and we came back, and she was like seizing.
Okay, okay. God, you would have done that in the beginning. You would have. Oh, hold on. Sorry. She goes, and maybe it was best if I would have with her instead of him. Maybe would have gotten out alive. Maybe I would have gotten out alive. I'm like, oh, okay. Hang on. Oh, so when you left after she passed, hold on. She's talking about you left out there with only the clothes on your back. Was that a thing when she passed?
Yeah, I basically only had my suitcase. We went to Illinois to stay with his mom, and the time I got back to the apartment to get my stuff, her grandma had taken all of my stuff that I'm assuming she thought was Sam's. So I basically came home with nothing.
Okay, cool. Because I'm asking her, I'm like, what does she have of yours? What does she have of yours? I don't know what the small. Do you have her hair stuff?
I have.
Or her metal something?
Her what?
Something
I have
metal. What do you have?
I get the same products that she used in her hair, basically. Like I buy that at the store sometimes if I have
Really?
like color. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, do you have naturally curly hair?
No, I have wavy hair.
Okay. So she's talking about letting it go wavy, like it looks nice. I know you don't like it, but that's a whole nother thing. That's like a compliment. Hang on. She says, I'm just there by myself with nobody around me. Hang on. So her grandmother has her?
Has her things. I'm assuming she came and got them.
Okay, cool. And she was buried alone by herself?
I don't know because I didn't attend her funeral, or I don't even know where she's buried.
Okay. Because she's talking about my grandmother has this, and then she says, I'm alone by myself. Bam. Like nothing else matters. Like nobody means anything. Like this is it. They did cremate her. But she's buried, I feel. Because she feels like alone in this tiny space. So I don't know if they have her like
in a casket or a
But there's like nobody around her. So obviously she's one of the first ones to die in her family.
Oh yeah.
Do you ever see grasshoppers or crickets?
I see butterflies a lot that are like the same color as her hair.
Hang on real quick. Do you see the black ones with the orange wings?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I feel like it's more than just butterflies because she shows me an array of things. I feel like it's like
I have noticed a big increase of insects. Like that's why I put insects, because it hasn't just been butterflies, but I do see one of these almost every day.
But it's in random places.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the hell are you doing there? Like it's that type of thing.
My partner had a butterfly land on her shoe, like my girlfriend did.
Really?
At her own job, and she was like, and I was like, that's something, you know.
Yeah, it is. It totally is. It totally is. She said, I'll be the annoying spider on your wall.
That's okay.
Just that part. I think that's a metaphor, but I
haven't put any insects. I won't because of that. So
good. Because that's like, it's literally like the random, I've never heard that before in a session. That's very interesting. Hang on. She's close to her grandmother wherever she's at. Is she in Milwaukee? Is she in up north?
Her grandma is. Yeah, she was like right down like a few minutes away from us.
Cool. Okay, because I feel like that's the area where she's buried at. To ask your question on that. Okay. Hang on. She said my mom and dad didn't want anything to do with me. The mother was sad, but they didn't want anything to do with her. What was up with that?
Her mom, like I guess they just really hated Sean, and her mom was like an alcoholic, and Sean would make it like a point for her not to talk to them, and you know, basically isolate her with him.
Okay. She said, I never felt so unloved and used in a relationship. She said, but when it was good, it was good. And he was happy and we danced and it was good and it was intense and it was there. And I'm like, but she's showing me like when it's bad, especially in like certain situations, like whenever you're involuntarily being raped, like things of that nature.
Yeah.
Like that's not a very nice
We
thing.
did that to us both.
Yeah, that's what she's talking about.
He forced us into a threesome that I'm pretty sure I got kicked out of it because I didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
And he obviously tell, and then
Yeah.
they continued their thing. But I'm not really sure how she felt about that. But
she for her, it almost feels like you're laying on your back and you're having somebody do something you have no idea.
yeah.
Like you're just not. She was
like
high
that.
though, but it wasn't like.
Yeah.
She says, "I loved you. I think you need more care. Let me get into care. Hang on. Hang on." So it's wonderful and it's good with the girlfriend you have now, but you still think of her. She says. She's like, it's wonderful, it's good, but you still
I tripped acid one time here with my girlfriend, and I just saw her, and Sam was like, "I love you. It's okay. I'm okay." And I was like, all I said was, "I want to be with you." And she said, "It's not your time. I'm sorry. I knew this was gonna happen."
This is okay. Yeah, this is okay. That's the feeling. That's the feeling. She's showing like she's good. It's good. It's good. It's boring, but it's not the same. And it's like all these. It's not at all. It's like if it was colors, like she would be a rainbow, and then your girlfriend. I don't want to say anything. Your girlfriend would be like the color like tan. But it's fine. It's good.
Yeah.
It's just not not as exciting, but it's good
not.
for you. Good for you. I know. Hang on. She says, "Honey, I let everybody run my life forever. She was like, that was time. That was a kind of escape. Hang on. Oh, okay. Was she like 10 years older than you or 8 years older than you?
I was 8. I had just turned 18 and she was 27.
So she was 8 years old? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I've asked her, I'm like, what was this? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, hang on. Wait, do you even compare the girlfriend that you have now? Do you compare her body to hers?
I haven't, but I'm sure it's come across my mind, just in passing.
Okay, because she's talking about, she's like, oh, and I'm like this.
That is something she would say straight up.
Like, she's like, I'm like this. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, God. She, Ooh, she's taking me back to the moment of passing. Hang on. We're going to go all the way back.
It's okay.
Okay. Feel like you're on the ground with her, and then like you sit up like on something right next to her and like stare down at her, and then like you stand and you go over and you're like this, and then it's like then you go.
I was moving so much.
Yeah, but you're like in the same area, but it's like like it's just so.
I was really panicking, and I can't even remember fully what even happened because it was so traumatic. Like I just blocked it out.
You blocked it out, and that's okay. That's okay. Do you remember the upheavaling of her chest? She's talking about that.
She's making like really weird, like lungy noises, and like and I literally had no idea like anything about an overdose or anything.
Yeah.
Sean was basically hitting me because I was crying and freaking out, and I was like, "Please call the ambulance, please. She's gonna die, please." And he like would not. He said he laid down and fell asleep.
He should be prosecuted and put in jail.
Yeah.
But he says, and this is coming from her talking about him. She says that he says like, "Oh, well, I've done far worse,
Yeah. Oh, exactly. That's exactly what he acted like. It was like nothing off his fucking bag, and she was dying. And then we woke up. Like he woke up, and we saw her. Like I don't know what happened to me. I blacked out. Like I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
I just remember panicking and
that's what happened.
Okay. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I just remember him waking up and like freaking out and was like, "Oh, I never told her I loved her," and like blah blah blah, and like freaking out, but like literally left me there with her dead
She's on
body.
the ground.
She was on like she had like a mattress like on the floor, like she was on top of the bed, and then I was just laying beside her, just like giving her like compressions and like trying because I didn't know what to do, and he wouldn't let me call 911. So
Yeah. Okay. That is okay. Because she's talking about how it's like we're comfortable, but it's like a hard ground, and I'm like, well, what is this?
it was like a hardwood floor.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She says you should have seen the place. It looked like shit.
It was basically a fucking attic.
She says you should have seen the place. It looked like shit. I was like, okay, okay. Wait, would y'all spend $150 each person or something like that?
They would go like donate plasma, and she had a job at Walmart and was getting like was it fucking workman's comp because he hurt her back on the job. So
okay, because I'm like, well, what happened? She's like, we would have had everything if we wouldn't have gone and like spent $150 a hit. And I'm like, well. So she talks about, she's like, tell her thank you, tell her I love her. She says, I wasn't pretty that night. She's like,
about that. Yeah,
like, yeah. She's not liking that. You would have been so much more caring to her if he wasn't there.
Yeah. I was so in love with her.
Did you kiss her forehead?
I don't remember. He kissed her forehead. I remember him doing that. Well, he told me he did that and told me that he told her like dead body that he loved her.
Okay, because he's like, I feel a from somebody, and I'm like, okay, but it's like, who the fuck is doing this? Hang on. She says, you're better where you're at. You need to get out of it.
Oh, yeah.
She says, don't you worry. I'm going to be there to tell you when you're doing something stupid, though. Just bop, bop, bop. She says, you're on the right path. You're doing the right thing right now, but you need to have more faith in yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just moved with my partner and my friends. I just got a job today, so.
You need to have more faith.
Good
job.
Thank you.
Good job, my friend. Good job, my friend. So what I want you to do right now with that lovely Beth, she's fascinating. I can channel her all day, and you're a whole nother thing. Oh my God. If you're beautiful, what I want you to do right now in closing is if I didn't have sessions, I could read you. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to take like 10 minutes, okay, for yourself. And I want you to have a good, solid, nasty cry.
Okay.
Can you do that? Okay. Because what that does is that releases like my energy from you because I'm channeling through you. And it kind of like works everything out. Another thing I need you to tell her, thank you. She did a good job. She is in a good place. It is his fault. Okay. So, and she knows that. Okay. But he's going to get his stuff coming soon. And I don't feel like he's going to be free in the next 5 years. Okay. Like we're going on lockdown for something. Another thing is that you may be more tired tonight and tomorrow more than normal. And you may have a dream about her tonight or tomorrow night. Like 85% of my clients have that. Okay. So, but if you have any questions or if you need me again, we're in a fight.
Yes, of course. I'll definitely.
Okay. So yeah, not a problem. But I love you. And then I'll render all the recordings tonight and then I'll send them to you in the morning so you can download it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I think you're the fucking bomb.
Thank you.
Okay. I love you, girl.
I love you too. Bye.
Bye.